Hello everyone, and let's talk about the changes that are going to be coming to Overwatch. They haven't said when these changes are coming, but there are a few classes that are going to get changed in Overwatch. One of them is McCree, okay? McCree, this is from Jeff Gutman, who is the principal designer at Blizzard for Overwatch. And he says that I've been watching McCree carefully since we released. McCree's flashbang, yeah, plays an important role in being a strong option against very fast, agile teams, you know, with tracers, Genjis. It's a nice tool to prevent close-range devastating abilities such as Ultimate's Reaper's Death Blossom. I mean, that is true. It's probably a bit too good in dealing damage to higher health targets such as tanks and barriers. Yeah, that is, you know, it can pull you out of a barrier. A lot of times I find is when I'm playing Mercy or a healing class, you can get shut down fairly easily, okay? They've said the problem isn't flashbang, but rather fan the hammer, which is kind of his little rapid fire ability that he does. Because what happens is he just gets in close, flashbangs you, and then hits his little fan the hammer, which is a little bang bang bang, three shots. I think it's 3 or 4 shots in rapid succession, or is it the whole clip? I don't know. I don't know. I don't really play much of McCree, but been killed a lot of times by him. But that's the thing: stun, da-da-ding, and you're dead. Okay. So I mean, there's some of the changes that have been proposed by a lot of people is saying add a cooldown to fan the hammer, which I think is a good idea. What I would do is when you use fan the hammer, I would have the reload time increased, and I would take his automatic reload away from his roll. That's one of the things I would do. Certainly, I would like to see done because one of the things is he can just go on, reload very fast, and then kill 2 or 3 people. You know, with obviously the flashbang itself has a cooldown. So it's more than likely that we're going to see changes to that because again, the principal designer role title has at least commented on that. The other comment was Diva, the other one that's probably going to get a buff. So he says Diva's damage is definitely on the lower side. Yeah, I mean, pretty much like Winston's. Winston's damage is pretty low. So the reason is they are both mobile and hard to kill. Every character game has strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, and that works into the balance. Diva, I think, is pretty squishy. She is too squishy for a tank, in my opinion. Okay, the shielding ability is not as good as other tanks in the game. I mean, Reinhardt's is probably the best in the game. You know, he just puts out a big, massive barrier that you can hide behind. Diva, it doesn't last long enough. It would be nice if you could shoot, maybe add a rocket launcher to Diva. Would be quite nice, you know, have one as a cannon, one gun as a cannon, and one as a rocket launcher with a cooldown on it, obviously. But it would give her a bit more damage. I mean, it doesn't have to be hugely overpowered. We're not talking sort of junker levels of explosive power, but something again to go up against a single target would be quite nice. And again, she is very, very squishy for a tank, you know. I would also love a sprint button when you're outside of the mech. Would be quite nice for Diva, you know, if you could just sprint. And that way makes you, because you're really vulnerable and you can't really dodge anything, so you kind of have to gamble. Do I want to sit and wait? Do I want to just, you know, go in, pick off targets, sit back, wait? Or do I want to just rush in there and hope I can grab a few kills and get my mech back? That tends to be the thing. The other thing that was announced is competitive. Competitive play or ranked play will be coming later in June and not July. So it's going to be coming sooner. This came from their Twitter at Play Overwatch, if you want to follow them. So that has come from them. It's a good idea actually getting ranked. Having ranked and unranked modes means that, you know, you could separate those who want to take the game more seriously with those who just play it casually. I play it pretty casually, Overwatch, personally. I'd play it on stream a few times. We get mad at it. We get killed a lot. The character I like most, I like Lucio. I think he is quite well balanced. But I do like the idea. I like the idea of Lucio. You've got the speed boost. You've got the healing boost, which is quite nice, actually. It's quite a nice choice to make between speed and healing. Obviously, speed boost gets you to the objective quicker. And then pop your healing boost. Mercy's alright. I would like a switch for Mercy when you switch guns. It would be nice if it was just on the one button instead of having the 1 and the 2 key. I think if it was just, say, F or something like that, or just 1 or 2 to switch between her sort of healing staff and her pistol. Because rather than having to press 2 buttons, because in the heat of battle sometimes you press the wrong button, so just having 1 button, because it is just a switch, literally. It's just a switch. Tab could be the switch key as well, to switch between weapons. Same for, what's his name? Troborn, the dwarf with the turret would be nice. You switch between his hammer and his rivet gun would be nice. It's just a switch rather than the button number 1 and 2. So, I mean, it is only 2 weapons, so just having it on 2 buttons seems a bit inefficient, shall we say, because on consoles it's 1 button to switch weapons. I should point out, if you're using a controller it is, if you're using mouse and keyboard, which is the better way to play anyway, with mouse and keyboard. So anyway, that is the changes that's coming. Well, it should be coming, I don't know when, they haven't put a time scale for that. Any other changes that we'd like to see, other than the ones I've detailed? No, not really. I think the game it's okay in terms of balance. I would like to see maybe, what is it, Soldier 76. I'd like to see maybe his ultimate limited to just 2 players for the auto aim. Maybe just give him a damage boost for the rest of it, but have the aimbot maximum target set to 2. So that way you can't just wipe out a whole team without even aiming. I think that's a bit ridiculous. If all the team are in one location, you pop his ultimate, you hold down the fire button and you kill the whole team. Seems a bit too simple. Whereas at least 2 targets, at least it gives you, some scope at least to, you'll pick 2 targets at random and then you just kill 2 targets. I think it can kill like 3 or 4 targets. I've seen that a few times. The other one is, of course, Bastion. Oh my god, that does need a nerf, okay? The turret needs to have an overheat, I think. Give the turret an overheat so you can't just sit and spam the button. And also make it less accurate, like make it have turret sway, okay? Introduce something like that. Weapon sway would be nice, so that you want to fire in short controlled bursts instead of just standing there, sitting there with one hand on the mouse and the other hand, having a little tug at the old chap and getting free kills. Sit there, have a wank, get some free kills as Bastion as well. But yeah, that's another change I'd like to see to them. I think it's too simple, really, especially if you're a defender. I think the attackers need a bit of a helping hand, because it's really annoying that the defending team can run right up to the attacker spawn point and sit and spam, if you've got Junker or you've got Farah or whatever her name is, sit there and just spam grenades basically into the attacker spawn point. It is quite an unfair advantage. The only way to really counter this is to either move the objective a little bit further in so that they can get obviously want defenders to get there first, or decrease the time that the defenders take to get to so that they can't do it without the attacker spawning, because I think it's an unfair choke point at the moment. It's just a really unfair choke point. There is also the King's Row map where you have to escort the payloads. At the end part, I see a lot of times you see the match, you do really well until you get to that end part where the destination is right next to the defender's spawn point. So a lot of times you get there and can never win. It's a bit like Hoth in Star Wars Battlefront in beta, where you have to be a really well organized, well drilled attacking team if you were the rebels in Hoth. And the defending team can just sit out there and spam load up turrets and sit there with an elevated position as well. and spam, spam explosives, sit with their turrets, and get free kills. And it's quite difficult there because you can get to within quite a few yards, and the spawn times being as such that you get a few kills on the defending team, and you find that they're right back out just before you get there. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of teams that you've come up against where you've sucked as defenders, and then you get there and you still win the match because it's really, really easy. It's just an annoying little choke point. We'd like to see something done about that. But anyway, that is all for this video, so thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.